Well, let's talk about the vinyl chloride and the drain spill and what it's doing. First, it comes in through the lungs. Your lungs are made with all these little pockets. It's very much like if you took a cluster of grapes and stuck that in plaster Paris, let that set up, and then pull the grapes out. You get all these really, really thin cell walls making all these little pockets. They're called alveoli. Anytime you do anything to irritate the lungs and burn them, it breaks those alveoli, and it destroys the lung tissue. It doesn't repair itself. That's how you set up to get emphysema that creates a tremendous amount of back pressure with the right side of the heart, makes the heart grow bigger, and that creates congestive heart failure that is a progressive degenerative issue that really upsets a whole bunch of things with people. So that's one of the first things it does. Second, when we look at chlorine, chlorine is one of the halogens. Those create free radicals all over the body. Free radicals, what they do is they run around the body and they steal electrons. And in they stealing electrons, that's called oxidation. That destroys a whole bunch of tissues. Then the vinyl chloride, it gets converted into two different compounds. The first one, chloroethylene oxide. Most of the metabolites in that seem to be pretty benign, but the minor ones, those seem to be the mutagenic ones that create all kinds of problems. It helps open up the DNA, and it can copy and miscopy DNA with that. And then a worse metabolite is a chloroacetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde is 7 times more toxic than embalming fluid, and that just wreaks havoc throughout the whole body. It embalms, it basically cooks every tissue inside of you. Anytime a toxin comes in through the lungs, the lung is the fastest way to get any toxin into the body, and then it filters out through the liver. That's why the liver damage, it gets you overwhelmed. There's 2 pathways of detoxification of the liver, the phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 makes things more toxic. This burns out the dehalogenation pathway in phase 1, so things can't dehalogenate, and just makes super radical toxins throughout the whole body that wreaks havoc through everything. That increases the cortisol levels. With the cortisol levels rising up, that dysregulates your adrenal function. It can make the precursors of sexual hormones, and your whole hormone system gets dysregulated. That's how it all happens, and you can't find this out through any searches, so figured we just put this out so you know.